Dennis Burns, Fire Behavior Analyst for California Interagency Incident Management Team 2 with your McKinney and China 2 fire update for August 2nd. So let me go over a little bit of what went on yesterday. We kept a lot of moisture in the area. So fire really did not progress. Either fire never really progressed very much yesterday. We didn't get any IR last night because of the weather. So we're not completely sure on how much growth there was, but it wasn't very much, which has given our crews some really good opportunities to get after the fire. As I mentioned, we had kind of showery all day yesterday, off and on, depending on where you were at on the fires. You may have got some, you may not have gotten any, and that continued through the night. China 2 out by Syad got very little moisture, and that fire actually remained active for most of the night. However, we do have a pretty moist atmosphere, and so not expecting any significant movement on the fires, but we will see active flaming. There's still a tremendous amount of potential for both fires, but for today, we have a very moist atmosphere. Our humidities are still up around 60%, and we're actually expecting the potential for some severe thunderstorms this afternoon. Depending on where they set up, if they set up over the incident, we could see, up to maybe even an inch of rain. But if they set up further away and we just get the outflow winds, they will fan the fire and push it to drive. So the plan for today is on McKinney, branch 1, which if you think Wairika, that's really what it's set in there for, is to protect Wairika. Plus we have some contingency groups out here just outside of Wairika cutting line in case we're not successful in here. But with the weather that we've had, we're feeling pretty confident that we're going to see some pretty good success. So they're using a combination of direct and indirect. When we use indirect, and when I talk about that, is we're away from the fire line. And there's two reasons why we do that. One is the fire behavior is so hot, so extreme that we can't get close to it, or the topography, the lay of the land is such that it's just not a good place for us to put fire line. The indirect line that we're doing here is that case, is topography driven. The same for branch 5 going along the bottom. Think Fort Jones when I'm talking about branch 5. Their primary thing is to keep the fire out of there. Again, the same thing. They have a lot of direct line. They made really good progress yesterday. And I would suspect we're going to start seeing some black on the map in the next day or two. But they do have some areas where they're trying to work around. This fire, it's spotted a lot several days ago, so there's a lot of little spot fires. This isn't actually one continuous line of fire. Has a lot of what we call fingers, so it's just requiring a lot of time to get around it. Moving out to branch 10, which is kind of the east side of the fire, and then along the Highway 96 corridor. Again, we were looking at going with a bigger box. The weather's given us some opportunities, and so the crews started going direct on that. This is actually a spot fire. We have 3 hotshot crews that are working around that, and they figure another day or two they'll have this one rung in. Excuse me. And then across the top, again, a combination of direct and indirect, and the same going all the way down the west side. We have a lot more direct than what we originally thought we were going to be able to put in. They found some old logging roads and stuff that are advantageous for us to take advantage of. And we're starting to get some crews in there that we can get the horsepower in there and take care of that. Bumping over to the China fire, kind of the same situation. It's in a bend in the river, and so they have a little bit more indirect. So part of that plan is just allow that fire to back down to the river. Let me bump over here a little bit. The river's kind of in this area here. So they've got line here, and they're going to construct line to the northeast and kind of the southwest, and hopefully the fire just backs down to the river in those areas, and so we can secure Syad over there. This will be my last briefing on China 2. We've split the fires. China 2 and several other little fires are going to be in what's called the Yeti complex. That team briefed in today, and so they'll be handling that. So the focus for California Team 2 is going to be the McKinney fire. So that's your update for August 2nd. I'll talk to you tomorrow.